How we doing, guys? Robbie with Archery again. Today I just kind of wanted to go over some releases. You know, this is probably one of the most frequently asked questions I have in here, and it is, what is the advantages of going to a handheld release versus like your standard wrist style release? Most guys that are bow hunting and whatnot are going to be shooting your standard wrist style one, but these guys right here are by far my most asked question is, will I see any benefits going to a handheld, and how hard is it to shoot a handheld? Well, I'm here to tell you, once you start shooting one, there's nothing better than shooting a good one, okay? So, what I have here, I have 3 different styles, okay? Your hinge, your thumb button, and your resistance style release, okay? Fundamentally, you're gonna hold them all the same. It's just the activation of how they work is a little bit different between them, okay? So first we're gonna start with the most common one I get asked about. That is your thumb button release, okay? This is a Carter Wise choice. Probably one of the more common ones that we sell here. Now, how a thumb button works. A thumb button is going to click onto your string just like this. And then to activate it, you are going to hit this knob right here. And when I say hit, I mean more so just put your finger on it and start pulling, and it'll go off, okay? What I see guys doing a lot with thumb buttons, they bring their hand around, they just slam on it. That's not what you want to do. I'm going to show you the correct way how to shoot these, okay? So, to actually get it hooked onto the D-loop on your string is this little button here. Fundamentally, most of these releases are the same, but some of them have auto locking like this Wise Choice does. So it's just going to click on there, okay? Your hand is really important. When you're gripping this, you don't want to be way on top of it like this. You want to have your hand as flat as possible like that, okay? So what that's going to do, it's going to give you a consistent anchor point because it's going to allow you to line up these 2 knuckles here right on your jawline, okay? So let's do this. We're going to put an arrow on here. Click that on. Next, we're going to take your button, put it on, just like that. Okay, now when guys pull these back, a lot of them like to keep this flat like this. What I want you to do, rotate your hand. Palm should be out. That's going to allow you to get those knuckles right on your jaw. Okay, so we're going to pull this back. We're going to rotate our hand. We're going to get our finger around the button. Okay, and we're going to start to pull straight back with our right elbow. And that is going to help activate the release. Okay? Just like that. The surprise release is really important with shooting one of these correctly. So, that's the thumb button. We'll shoot it one more time here. I'm going to click on, just like that. Hold the ball up, draw it back. Hand, going to come around, going to get it flat, finger on the button, start pulling. Just like that. Easy as pie. Okay? The next one I get asked about a lot. The hinge release. Unique thing about a hinge, it ain't got a trigger or anything on it. It's all about movement and how you're turning the release to get it to go off. And what I mean by that is when you have it hooked on here, if you watch the head of this, if I pull it, I can pull this back with one finger and it won't go off, okay? It's when you start pulling the release backwards, this head will start to rotate and is gonna cause it to go off, okay? Hook on there, start pulling, you're gonna come into a click. That click means it's close, pull a little more, it'll go off. It's a little intimidating at first. I recommend starting with a really low poundage bow, but once you get shooting these correctly, they're tough to beat. I mean, they're extremely accurate. I shoot one of these for my target rig as well as for hunting, just because I have so much confidence in it. So it's gonna be the same kind of action in order to get it to go off. So when drawing this, keep your thumb on this peg, okay? You're going to keep your hand rotated a little bit forward so that the back of the release is going to be going toward your bow. You're going to hold it up. You're going to pull this back. Okay? Now, like I said, when the click goes off, it means it's close. So There's the click, okay? Then we're gonna start pulling with our elbow. Just like that. Back tension, okay? We're gonna do it again. Same deal. Hook on, hold it forward, pull it back, wait for the click, start pulling. Just like that. When you get these to go off correctly every time, these are smooth as butter, and there's no better feeling than having one of these shoot good. Like I said, one of my personal favorites. The next one, this is going to be your resistance style release. Okay, this is what I consider to be the ultimate training tool for guys wanting to shoot with that surprise release and a lot more back tension. Okay, so the cool thing about these is you hold them the same as every other release, but this is actually a safety rather than a trigger. When you compress it, it's safe. Uncompressed, it's gonna go off, okay? So the cool thing with this is the way this release operates is this tension. When you pull the bow back, you're gonna wanna have your hand on this, but when you get it back, you're gonna take your finger off and you're gonna start pulling. So the way that this release actually works or shoots is once it gets to a certain point, a certain poundage, the sear itself will trip and it'll shoot. It's extremely good at getting that surprise release. So hold it like that, compress the safety, hold it up, pull it back, okay? Take the finger off of the safety, okay? Start pulling straight back. Feels awesome. So we're gonna do it again. Like I said, compress for safety, compressed, hold it up, drop back, no stop, finger on it, finger off, start pulling. Just like that. That is the Carter Evolution 20. Like I said, if you are wanting to get rid of that punchy feeling with your releases, this is the one to do it. It is extremely good at making you concentrate on actually aiming and pulling through your shot. It does absolute wonders for it. So here it is again. Okay, finger off, start pulling. So good. So yeah, that's those are like the three main types of releases that I sell here that are going to be in that handheld variety. So like I said, there's options. There's a lot of options for stuff. If you guys want to, you can always stop in and try out the releases, because I'd rather have you try it and get a really good feel for it versus just driving a ton of cash on them. So like I said, those are the three main styles: resistance, thumb button, back tension / hinge. So there they are. If you guys have questions, feel free to stop in the shop and try a bunch of these releases out. Yeah, if you guys have questions, give me a call. Check them out. They're awesome.